Welcome to She Sells Radio. We are talking today about a really fun prosperity law, which is the prosperity law of creativity. And so parts of this episode are inspired by Randy Gage, who is a great prosperity teacher and speaker. And one of the things that he says, which is really all about this law, is that you don't have a money problem. If for whatever reason things aren't flowing in your life the way you want them to, it's not a money problem. It's an idea problem. It's a problem where you're just not generating new ideas. It's never really about the money. We have to remember that in any sense that we are looking to create more abundance, more flow in our lives, it's never about the money. The money is just a vehicle. You actually only want money for the feeling that you feel like you're going to receive as a result of being able to do the things you want to do, right? That feeling of freedom. So it's never really about the money. If we think we have a money problem, we get to dig deeper and look at what's really going on. But I love how he positioned this of it's not a money problem. It's an idea / creativity problem. And this is something that I learned to do years ago from, I don't know, any number of mentors. I think, I don't know if there was a particular one, but it's really looking at with whatever amount of money I desire to come in, not getting caught up in the, well, gosh, I just don't know how this is going to come in, right? Or it can only come in through this one channel, but asking, like, first being so committed to this is happening in my life. I am going to receive this amount. And so because of that, how could this come in? Not will it come in, not, oh my gosh, what happens if it doesn't come in? Because again, that's a total waste of your creative energy. Instead, how could this come in? And taking it a step further, doing this the feminine way is, what's the most enjoyable way I could make this money? What's the most pleasurable way I could make this money? And I've found in my own life by asking that question, it's so interesting how sometimes I'll have, like, if I ask, I've got a financial goal for the month and I'll ask, okay, how's this money meant to come in? But it's still something I do even today. I'll have a bunch of ideas show up. And sometimes I don't then stop to ask, what's the most pleasurable way this could come in? And I'll just go and pursue, a couple of the ideas. And some of them will usually work really well, the ones that feel easy and fun and flowy for me. But the ones where it's like, oh, I should be doing that, or that, yeah, that would probably work. Guess what? They usually don't actually work because it was all coming from logical, analytical brain, not from that true place of alignment. And so asking, how could this come in? And then beyond that, asking, what's the most enjoyable or pleasurable way for this to come in? I was speaking with a client yesterday, and we were talking about her goal of $1 million in her coaching business. And what we were talking about is there's so many ways to make $1 million, like, especially in coaching. You can make it a million different ways, right? You can sell 10 six-figure packages for private clients in coaching. There's $1 million year. You can sell 100, is this math right? Wow. $110,000 packages. I think the math's right on that. I haven't stopped to do it. That's another way. But it's really about alignment. What do you enjoy? How do you like working? I have some clients who really love, like, that super high touch, super luxury, higher ticket type of feel with their packages. I have other clients where they want to do more of like a one-to-many approach. I have clients outside of coaching too. We've got a lot of women in here in the community and coaching as well. And so it's really about what is most in alignment for you. So this is what I was talking with her about, is how do you feel best energetically? What's the best alignment of your energy? What's the best expenditure of your energy? Because there's so many ways to achieve the goal. And so when we get creative like that, and we remember that there's a million ways you could bring in the money, what's going to be in alignment, what's going to be fun, what's going to be enjoyable, it starts to get exciting. And this is something else that Randy said that I really liked, because I've always kind of identified with this, but I don't know that I've like verbalized it per se, is the people who are really successful are generally the contrarians. So, as I record this, the time of this recording, I've got a number of clients in the real estate market. And they're all saying the same thing. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Everything's kind of drying up. It was a boom. Now it feels like a bust. And this is my big thing to them. Like, you create your own economy. You get to do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. You get to lean in and expand when there's a contraction. You get to make this your best year ever, not your worst, which is what everyone is thinking is going to happen for them. But you've got to be a contrarian. You've got to do the opposite of what most people would think or do in this situation. Those are the people who win. If you think about it, the majority of our population is broke, sick, depressed. Of course, you don't want to do what they're doing. So go in the opposite direction and come up with, how can I win in this scenario? How can I get creative? What's a new idea I could bring to the market? What's a new problem that I could solve? And then the final piece that I wanted to share that was also inspired by some of Randy's teaching is a perspective shift, and how a small perspective shift can really unlock a huge flow of abundance in your life, which is this, and he may have originally got it from Catherine Ponder. I don't remember, but anyway, if you've been following this series, you know, I also recommend Catherine Ponder's work. But shifting the focus, if you're feeling buried by bills, he shared this story of like 20 years ago in his business, they were really in the negative, and they had been for a while, and was in like a stressful situation, a lot of people on payroll. And every Monday, his director of operations would come in with this big file of bills to be paid. And it would be like, you know, we owe this hotel this, we owe this airline this, we owe this person this. And it was just a super stressful meeting that they had every Monday. And the situation just continued to kind of stay stuck. And he got the idea to shift the energy around the bills from just being bills to thinking of it as bills are blessings for gifts that you've already received. Bills are blessings for gifts you've already received. And he had her go out and buy a white folder for just the higher level energy of the white, write blessings on the folder. And he said in 6 months of them, they still had the same Monday meeting, but in 6 months of them having that type of energy around the bills and considering them blessings, every bill got paid off. And from there, they continue to be profitable year after year and just make more and more and more year after year. So what a beautiful example of this law of creativity, where sometimes it's just getting creative with an idea, like shifting a word, shifting the energy around a word, and seeing how things change in your life from there. So I think this is a really fun law to use and play with, and just always come back to, it's not a money problem. It's never a money problem. It's simply an idea problem. So I want to hear from you. What did you think of this episode? What spoke to you? Let me know your questions, your takeaways. You can send me a DM. I'm at Elyse Archer on all social. I'd love to connect with you there. And then, of course, you can head over to our website, ElyseArcher.com, for more resources. We've got a bunch of free resources you can take advantage of there as well to connect and go deeper in your journey. So good to spend time with you today. I will see you on